Kravitz. If you have not followed his Triple H horse racing podcast, you're missing out. It's one of the best podcasts in the country.
Good afternoon and welcome to Weekend Warriors, right here on the HHH Racing Podcast, co-sponsored by Twinspires. Welcome, everyone. I'm your host, Howard Kravitz, along with co-hosts and contest players Matt Miller and Jackson Muniz. We are here live 4 p.m. Eastern to cover mainly the last 4 races at Churchill Downs, as there are over 70 people trying to qualify for how many spots? We'll clarify for the $2,000 Clark betting challenge next Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. It's a $2,000 buy-in, $1,500 in the bankroll. Nice ratio there. And there are a lot of people involved today. Some very familiar names towards the top of the leaderboard, and some, shall we say, interesting betting based on the fact that there are, well, we'll clarify in just a minute, how many seats available for the Clark betting challenge. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, the bottom right-hand side of the screen on YouTube. Notification bell on the top right. Smash that like button below the video player. We'll go through all their peripherals, as Noah Mahart likes to say. Try to do his kind of accent that he has when he says that. Wonderful host of Pacific Horse Players and co-host on this show and many others. Matt and Jackson, interesting day so far. How are you guys doing?
You go first.
I'm doing good. I agree with what you said. Interesting day so far, but still everything to play for and 4 races to go. And I thought these last 4 were pretty tough, so excited to talk about them.
I agree. Matt, maybe your theme of the day, based on how you're doing on contest, should be the same as the winner of race 7 at Churchill, whose name was, I have that one too. That was the winner of race 7. Matt, how are you doing today? You are very active in the contest as usual and doing well, my friend.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it's my cash game that did well. And look, this isn't a humble brag. It's a humble mistake that worked out well. I played the NYRA contest, and yeah, I know we're sponsored by Twinspires. I genuinely believe them to have the best platform in the business. That NYRA contest on Saturdays is a good one too. And I went to make my plays there and saw a wonderful hedge opportunity where if instead of going 2x2, I went 2x1. And so I smashed and cashed the one combo that I left off. And as the race got a little closer, I realized I could afford that combo in the contest too. And of course, I just get lucky as heck. And that's the combo that comes in. It's a multi-$1,000 cash hit. It's put me in front of the NYRA Bets tournament. That's going to end in a few minutes. And so we'll get a little bit of drama. I'll tell you all what I'm doing or not doing, as we get to the end of that. But that's kind of how the day started. And otherwise, I just kind of hit a couple of favorites at Churchill and at the fairgrounds, and I'm at least on the board with a fighting chance. So this, someone joked on Twitter, you're patting yourself on the back. No, I'm in a nice position, but it's way too early to be patting yourself on the back. I still have to do something, and I'm gonna crash and burn right here in front of everyone, or it's gonna work out. But I'm happy to be in a decent position, but it's not much more than that yet.
Well, hopefully you're not going to crash and burn. Or I'm sure plenty of people listening and watching might hope you're going to crash and burn, not because they don't like you, but just because they want to win the contest themselves. But Jackson, let's go back to the Churchill contest. So there's 21 minutes to race 8, which starts the late pick 4. We have plenty of time to analyze those races. Very, very chalky, the early part of the Churchill card. First 4 races, the biggest price was 8-5. But Jackson, if people are aggressive, there's still ways to make money. Let's not hide the main fact here of the show, which is the leaderboard, which I'm going to switch to here in just a second as I get that up on the screen. And Jackson, I want you to talk about the number of seats because, we could sort of, sit here and say, well, people should be X, Y, and Z, or maybe people don't understand what's going on. Part of the reason why we are sponsored by Twinspires is to give out what we think is excellent information. And I don't know if some people misunderstand the rules, which is I would understand if that's the case, Jackson, of this tournament, because you have to look really deep into the rules to find out how many seats there are. So before I let you talk about it, Jackson, let me go ahead and bring up right now the leaderboard as we speak. You see on the right side of the screen there. Wow, there's a familiar name. David Smith. Who's that? Yeah, he was just the winner of the BCBC. He's at 22:41. Chris Larmy, excellent Hall of Fame handicapper. 17:35. Michael Caposo at 15:89. You see Vincent Patonzo, 14. There's Matt Majunkin, Brad Anderson. Look at that. Petruniak. Matt Miller, you scroll, and Michael Saletta, who won last week. Mr. Donable, Neil Thornberry. Oh, okay. Howard Kravitz in 16th, very much in the.
So there's like a cutoff at 15th where we can stop being scared. That helps.
Wow. Okay. Well, anyway, Jackson, you're in there, 249. I've been watching. You've been doing a lot of show laxing, I believe, or sort of, a lot of minimum bets. You're obviously waiting for a particular spot, etc. All right, so let's just get right to it, Jackson. How many seats are available here? What is the story? Because I'm sure we have a lot of people listening and watching this show who are in the contest, and if they're not, they should be.
Yeah, so for this week's contest, there's 1 seat for every 8 entries. So you can see that simple as that. There's 75 entries. You divide that by 8, and you get 9 and some change. So today's contest, there's going to be 9 seats available, and I think 10th place is going to get about some bucks, a couple $100 probably for 10th place. But obviously, the goal is to get into the top 9, and you want the $2,000 seat. No one cares about the $200 and 10th. So 9th place in this tournament is every bit as good as first, and that's kind of how it all there is to it.
I mean, unless people have a big ego or don't understand the tournament, I'll just say it, I'll be the bad guy. There's no reason for a lot of people towards the top right now. I would say we can have that discussion. I would argue maybe the top 3 or 4 could probably just lay low here for quite a while. You would think. I mean, people can do whatever they want with their money, maybe even down to Brad Anderson, 7-10. But I mean, I don't have to tell Brad what to do. Matt, we are here to give advice, but we're all competing too. I mean, do you think people are misunderstanding the rules? Do you think people are trying to just beat up each other before the holidays? Or I find what's going on a little, I'm not going to say wrong. People knew what they want with their money. I'd say interesting would be how I'd put it.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I was going to try and give a little bit more benefit of the doubt as I looked at what the scores were, but these were win bets, not crazy trifecta payouts that you never know what they're going to pay. And so, sometimes they can be crazy. Look, I would have said, or I did say at the beginning of this tournament, 1,500 to 2,000 is my guess. It should be around. That's going to be my range for what I think it's going to take to finish in this prize pool, with a $2,000 seat as the prize. As the first few races were won by favorites, I would have guessed it might have come down a little bit from there, but yeah, not really. And so this is a great example live of, hey man, you gotta adjust. I mean, I know you had a plan, or at least for your sake, I hope you had one coming into this. And if the multiple that you thought it was going to take to do this now seems in question, your gut is probably right. And I have no problem saying this as a combatant in this tournament right now. If I was in Brad's spot in 6th at $710, it's not the money, it's the position. I would be sitting in 6th. At 7th, 8th, 9th, and beyond, I would be shooting for probably, well, let's just look at the board. No offense, Brad. I'd be shooting for $711. I'm not sure it's worth going after Matt Majunkin at 922. Maybe at $1,000, I'd feel comfortable here. But this is where the game theory comes in, and this is where you have to look at the board. And the fact that historical multiples have done well in certain weeks, I just don't care. I mean, at the end of the day, you got a board in front of you, and you got to do something about it. And there's some high totals here. Like you said, you don't need to beat the people in 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. forget them. Let them go. But
yeah, I mean, the
figure out
goal
a new
here
thing.
is to finish in the top 9. That's everyone's
That's it.
goal.
That's it.
Let me very quickly address what Katie says at the bottom. A schedule update. We're planning to go our shows Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday, I might adjust the time. We're probably not going to go as late as we usually go. Maybe we'll go late afternoon. There's actually some good racing on Wednesday. So Katie, I'm not sure yet, to be very honest. I mean, I got to talk to my co-hosts and my people. As of right now, we're scheduled for Tuesday and Wednesday. Obviously, we're not going to do anything on Thursday for Thanksgiving, as they are at the gate, by the way, New York, Matt. I'm not going to play that sound. So we are going to play the sound here for the Churchill races. We'll play a sound for a little bit of fairgrounds as well. Jackson, I think now it's probably a good time to take a look at race 8 with 14 minutes left. Let me go ahead and bring up. This is a main special weight. It's 6.5 for 2-year-old fillies. There were 3 scratches. So let me just go ahead and bring it up right now on the screen. You can just give your general impressions, and I will talk about some things as well, right? The morning line favorite, we don't have, actually, let me refresh this. There should be odds on here, I think, right? Usually they do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but for some reason, I don't see odds on here right now, so that's okay. We'll go to the live leaderboard with some odds, but right now the morning line favorite was the number 4, Joke Maker. This was a pretty wide open field. Did you have a thought in this race, or is this where you need to see the board first, and now you see the board, you have a different or same opinion?
Yeah, this is one of the races I've been thinking about betting all day for a big push. And I was looking at the horses that have run so far. I think they're mostly just okay. I think Joke Maker really should have won last time. Coco Connect, who she finished second to, was just begging anybody to pass her in the stretch, and Joke Maker never went on by. The number came back okay. I just wasn't completely convinced. She's had her chances at this point, but at least she is going the right direction. The 8 horse, I'm not a fan of. That horse, the race the 8 comes out of, I don't think was very strong, and she had things most of her way, didn't run that well. A lot of these firsters, I watch them in the mornings, and I don't think they can run. The one horse I've been looking at all day long is the 3 for Michael McCarthy. This is a horse I was able to watch in the mornings, and I think she's pretty fast. From the one gate work I saw, she broke like a rocket, very, very quick. I think size getting them out is interesting. So I saw 10-1 in the morning line. I'm like, okay, well, with the scratches, let's see what she opens up at, and if she's taking money, we'll know if she's live or not. And she opened up at 3-1. So I think that's probably a pretty good indicator that at least someone believes that she has some ability in here. So obviously, I'm playing with Mike Rabosi. We're playing together. We're still going back and forth on it, but we're undecided. But this could be a big play for us.
Interesting. I was slightly distracted because the favorite one at Aqueduct. I'm assuming that's good for you, man. I don't know, but anyway, I had a little pick 5. I played a small, just one entry in the contest earlier, and I made a stand and was out. So I'm doing fine on cash there. This horse is a homebred for Juddmonte and was, a sprinter. Not much in terms of the siblings and whatnot. Yet Spiced Up was a nice turf horse though, and a sprinting turf horse. Jackson, I'm assuming that was part of the reason why you like this horse at least, right?
Not really. It was mostly just what
Okay.
I've seen on the tapes from her in the mornings. I think she can run. I'm not a huge pedigree person, to be honest. I think if I have pedigree versus videos of them working out, I'd rather watch the videos because pedigree can only get you so far.
Yeah, listen, I get it. I was not a big fan of a lot of horses that have run. I sort of agree with you. I looked at the 9 a little bit, Jackson, as well. A little colder on the board, 9-2. Never said no. Rusty Arnold is just he's still underrated somehow, Jackson. I don't know how, but his ROI is always good. He always runs well. It's a gun runner. Smart strike on the bottom. 447 on the Tomlinson, by the way, Jackson, with the 9. I mean, so you think wet would not be a problem. The 3 also solid 394 on the Tomlinson, if you believe that. If people have no idea what I'm talking about, that's this number next to the wet here. Usually anything above, I'd say 380 is good. Above 400 is really good. And if you talk like 450, that's like insanely good. So this 447 for Never Said No is really good. But again, you never know first out. Matt, I'll speak for myself a little bit as we've got, I'm just looking around. We got Fairgrounds is going to be going off here soon. We are going to play sound from Fairgrounds, not this race, but some of the bigger stake races as they're going to be going to get to the Fairgrounds. Matt, this is the kind of race I'm not afraid to say, and I'm not going to give my exact plays. I doubt Jackson and Matt are going to do that either in the contest, but this is just the kind of race that I would sit. And I have a lot of respect for Jackson and Mikey P if they push aggressively here, because I don't think a lot of people are going to in this race. But for me, it is just a race that I'd frankly be doing a lot of guessing. I just don't want to guess with my strongest opinions, which are going to come obviously later in the contest.
I'm trying to speak carefully because I'm balancing a certain amount of vomit in my mouth as I'm waiting for this race to go official to see what happened. But I completely agree with
Wait, are you talking about, there was no inquiry, right? You're talking about the prices?
So I have a small double at Aqueduct that was designed to move me ahead on the board a little bit and move the bar a little bit.
Okay.
I just don't know if someone smashed this thing. And so
got it. Okay.
This is the usual excruciating wait that people think is bullshit drama that really isn't. It's really hard just waiting for this to all go official. But yes, in the race at Churchill, this is not, unless you really have some kind of an opinion or a horse you've been looking at for a while and think this is the great opportunity. As I'm looking at the rest of the card, this does not strike me as the value opportunity of the day. So this is one I'd be going a little lighter on.
I agree. Again, for the second week in a row, we apologize to Twinspires for the language from Matt Miller. He'll
come on. You got to be able to say some words.
Well, we are
one word. Everybody.
Okay. All right. Anyway. All right. As they go off at Fairgrounds, there was a very well meant first, or at least a lot of us thought on our show Thursday at Aqueduct, who just looks like broken last. So maybe not so well meant. We'll see at Fairgrounds. We've got how much time to post here at Churchill, guys? I'm looking around a few different things there. 8 minutes. All right. Let's talk about what you saw, Jackson, or let's give some people information. Where did you see the workouts? Where can people get workout information if they don't want to pay for it? Because there are plenty of ways to do it.
Yeah, for all the Kentucky tracks, it's over on KentuckyBred.org, and they have a lot of information there. I believe, I know they have it for Churchill, they have it for Keeneland. They're getting more and more for Turfway. I think let's let Matt talk for a second. I see 2 thumbs up.
That's all we need. All good.
All good. All right, great job, Matt.
Winner. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I believe they're doing more for Fairgrounds and Oaklawn this year as well. So that would be a big addition for the winter meets too. So it's all available there. You don't need an account or anything. It's all free. You can just search for the horses, and they either have it or they don't. And there's a lot of good videos on that for sure.
Yeah, I one thing I've improved on a lot over the last 10 years, Jackson, mainly because it's more available, to be honest, is watching replays. I just watching replays and watching works. I'm a visual handicapper. So if you're like me and you're a visual handicapper, it's an absolute must. As I'm sort of peeking down at Fairgrounds here, it looks like, well, it's really close. Looks like the 4 has the lead. Someone's trying to get to the outside. I think it's the 5, which would be good for me. I don't think he's getting there. No, who is this on the lead? Is that the 8? Yeah, that's the 8. Okay, the 8 wins at the Fairgrounds in a very slowly run main race that does not look like the Kentucky Derby winner is going to be coming out of there, although it was maiden special weight. Brad Cox and Jared Loveberry, guys.
8-5.
Nice combination. 8-5 got bet down pretty good there. The 5 Black Hornet was just all over the place for Brendan Walsh and just couldn't straighten himself out. All right. Let's go back to the PPs here. Again, for those of you just joining us, welcome. Howard Kravitz, Jackson Muniz, Matt Miller, HHH Racing Podcast. Real quick, guys, as we have here a moment before race 8, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. Please follow us on X at HHH Racing Pod. Very productive, inexpensive tip sheet, and there's new stuff coming out, Matt, for 2026 that we'll be talking about next month. Some incentives, some free contests, some things that I think you and Jackson both know about a little bit. That's going to go along with people that subscribe to the tip sheet. So I know the holiday season is coming up. Why don't you buy yourself the Power Picks tip sheet, look below the video player for information. Again, the ROI over $2, it says $2.15. I think it's a little bit lower than that right now, but it's been excellent for 4+ years now, going on 5 years. Go ahead, Matt.
Let someone else speak for you.
Go ahead, Matt.
Howard is working hard to make Team HHH a worthwhile endeavor. So for those of you who get multiple tip sheets for multiple meets, there's a discount if you just pick it up all at once and don't deal with all the, I'll edit all the swear words. Sorry, Howard. You don't deal with all the stuff of administrative stuff you don't want to deal with. But on top of it, he's got other ideas for, benefits that can be offered to Team HHH members, whether that's, and I'm not promising anything, Howard, I promise, whether that's meet and greets, whether that's private contests that have actual prizes. And keep in mind, Paul Halloran wrote a cool book that's coming out next year that you're all going to want. Whatever, he's going to figure it out. But the bottom line is he's trying to be creative with making Team HHH make sense. And for those of us that I see in the chat over and over and over again, it makes no sense. I know how many people are on Team HHH approximately. It's not as many regulars as I see. And so I would say, whether it's a holiday gift, whatever, it's a good idea, and it'll save you some money if you buy multiple meets.
Thank you. Appreciate that. If people are wondering what is Team HHHH, actually 3 H's. I think I had a 4th one. But we can just add as many as we want.
You and Todd Schrupp just can't get it right. It's really
no, I know. It's my own podcast. What you can do is just join our email list, hhhracingpodcast.com. Email me, and we'll get you on the email list, and you can find out more about Team HHH. But basically, we take all of our tip sheets throughout the year and combine them into one package, including a 30+ page Jackson Breeders' Cup package that we had, Derby package, an Oaks package. I mean, it's all included, all inclusive. So look into that. All right, we have, what do we do? 4 minutes here. Your horse that you mentioned, Jackson, is it Marjoram? I don't know how to pronounce that exactly. We'll go with Marjoram. I'm sorry, the 3.
The McCarthy horse. We'll call her that.
Easy
with Sias, bet down to 5-2. Joke maker 2-1. It's a wide open board, but the number 3, the McCarthy horse, by far taking the most money, Jackson, right now. So I know you and Mikey P are probably texting or using your intuition or whatever. But if you like this horse, I don't see any reason just going for it here, especially if you don't love a lot of other spots. That goes for anyone, really. But again, first time starter, it's sloppy. Drying out, that's even more tricky, right? I mean, so we'll see.
Yeah, it all depends on where your best opinions are, right? And I know the later races, I don't like the next race. The 10th race I think is completely wide open. The 11th race, have some decent opinions there. It was either here or the last race. We saw the horse click down to 5-2 though. I think we're going for it. We're clearly not just imagining things. Someone else or multiple people are seeing the things that we are seeing too. And she's clearly very live. I mean, she got bet down from 10-1, opened up at 3-1, and continues to go down. So just going to hope that she has the ability that we think she does have, and see what happens.
All right. So it sounds like they're going to be going for it, Matt. I like the guts there. And go ahead and I believe the sound's going to work when I bring it on. Let me actually, because I can't show the race, let me see if this is actually, give me a second here, guys. So I know that's not, the sound, let me bring it on the other screen. Sorry, hold on one second. Let's do this here. They're not quite in the gate yet. All right, so I have the sound on. It should be working, guys. I'm hoping when Travis Stone speaks as they're going behind the gate here, walking behind the gate. When you have a track like this, where it's not sloppy, well, it actually is now, it's labeled muddy. I want a speed horse. I want someone that's going to break. I just, you don't want horses ideally have mud kicked in the face, Matt. I mean, what humans like that, really, right? I mean, so I think you want to be forward. Certainly you can come from behind. Certainly there's pace meltdowns, but I think you prefer to be forward on an off track. Would you agree with that in general, Matt?
Definitely agree with that. and especially with maidens that aren't very comfortable with lots of different circumstances yet, they may not like that at all.
Jackson, do you agree with that? By the way, your horse drifted up to 3-1 at the moment, and you do expect her to show her, right? You do expect, or is it him? Sorry,
It's a her.
You do expect her to show speed based on the workouts, I would assume, and with Saya's, right?
Yeah, I think the plan is to go, and especially in a race where the horses that
You guys
have
can hear
run,
that? Sorry.
It's post time.
yeah, the horses that have run just aren't necessarily that quick. So maybe I think she can maybe inherit the lead by default if she's able to come out of the gates.
Okay. Good luck to Jackson and Mikey P. It sounds like they're doing something with the 3 here. I'm
Waiting
sitting
for
it out.
Jokemaker.
I believe
Never
Matt's
said
sitting
no.
it out.
And more coffee.
Race 8, Churchill Downs, the start of the pick 4. Good luck to everyone. It's 2-year-old girls going 6.5 in the mud.
Why did you say mud?
Because it's fun.
They're in the gates. And the rough. Never said no, breaks in stride with Kayla's Comet. The two of them quick out of there. Touch of Magic races up as well. And more coffee on the far outside. Jokemaker 5th at the rail. A break of 5 already. Back to Marjoram. And Aunt Cheryl's at the back as they move down the backstretch run.
She wins from there.
Kayla's
She's tons
Comet
the
short
best.
lead. Touch of Magic pressing for the
Looks
lead.
like they're going
the
pretty
two of
quick.
them matching strides up top. Jokemaker just 2 lengths back in third, tracking to the half-mile pole. 5 lengths back. Marjoram with a quick move there.
Cool.
Marjoram quickly comes on to grab 4th as they hit the far turn. Never said no's back into 5th. More coffees in 6th and Aunt Cheryl's in 7th. Round the far turn, Kayla's Comet, Touch of Magic through a quarter together in 22 and 3.
Move from the 3.
Angles outside. Marjoram, steady progress. Marjoram now 3rd. Started moving at the 5/8 pole and is right in it. Angling outside, in with a big shot. They're off the turn. Touch of Magic. Kayla's Comet. Marjoram comes up alongside, and the 3 of them head to the final furlong together.
For Jackson and
Marjoram's
Mikey.
up for the lead right at the 8th.
Bye.
Kayla's Comet and Touch of Magic battle on. They're
Not yet,
second
Matt.
and third. Marjoram in front, 16th pole. Kayla's Comet's not quite backing down. Marjoram, Kayla's Comet. Marjoram, Kayla's Comet.
Yes.
Marjoram. Good looking debut there.
Wow.
Is the winner in the end. Kayla's
we drew it up, but
and Touch
tons
of
of best.
Magic and an oncoming
Clearly.
Aunt Cheryl.
Doesn't matter how pretty it is, Jackson. She got the job done. That's a better than look. The BTL in the in everyone's notes. Better than look effort. 3-1. Great call. Now, what did you actually do, Jackson? Did you just flat win bet or a win?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. How much was that? How much did you bet there?
So we're going to be right around 1,000, which was kind of what the plan was from last night. So.
Wow.
Cool. You're good.
Feelings after 3 seconds into the race.
We're not allowed to cuss, right? So
I guess we are. Once in a while. Sure.
Yeah.
We're only co-sponsored. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
It was not an ideal start. That's all I have to say about that. But sometimes when that happens, these other horses, they go too fast, and that could have been the case too. It's tough to say with the sloppy racetrack and everything, but it looked like they were moving a little bit up front. So sometimes a slow break can work in your favor. So that may have been what happened there.
Oh boy, I'll tell you what. Not only did she not break great, the horse crossed over in front of her, and she had that is a huge. I mean, she was 3 lengths the best. Obviously, she struggled a bit late, but based on the break, and then someone sort of cut her off a little bit in the backstretch, and she had to. I don't know if you just saw that on the drone shot they just had there. I mean, and was able to sustain the bid. We said that it looked like the kind of race where we didn't love a lot of the horses that had run. Sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Great call. Obviously, Jackson and I'm assuming Mikey P did their homework, the workouts, Matt. And that's the benefit. Look, it doesn't always work out, no pun intended, but that's why you got to do your homework and you just make you take a stand and go for it. And Jackson and Mikey P now may be able to just sit and coast into the an entry for the Clark Betting Challenge, perhaps.
Yeah, I totally think that. And I don't take it in a bad way, but from a leaderboard perspective, I think at the moment, the bubble boy sitting in 9th. And so it now just makes it clear sitting in 10th, you got to do something. So, I mean, I kind of knew that anyway. There was virtually no chance someone wasn't going to be coming up There's just too many good players in these tournaments with, unless these are just wild results, which this obviously wasn't, you're going to have people hitting like Jackson. And so, yeah, I got to do something now. But Jackson, terrific job, and you should be in terrific shape to just chill.
Yeah, I got one more minimum to cut. We have one more minimum to cover, and hopefully we don't do anything else besides that.
Fantastic. Obviously, that was not a play for me, but I mean, Jackson, I have a hard time believing people are going to be really pushing aggressively there. So, fantastic job. I put a little win bet just because, based on your opinion. So, thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Anytime.
Played a little pick 5 that I am out of, but that's okay. All right, so we got 3 races left, and we're going to wait for the leaderboard again. Thanks for watching. Let's go to some comments, guys. And if you see anything, Jackson and Matt, that I should bring up, just let me know. Say, hey, someone's got a comment that you think is good, because I'm obviously triple multitasking here. Chris Couples, not sure you have to look that deep. He's talking about how many entries there are, or how many seats there are. Chris, as usual, just speaking like it is. But I mean, bet on, or based on what people were doing, it feels like people weren't sure. But they do have. Let me just show what people maybe were looking at, just to be fair. I mean, this is based on 50 entries. You have to read the fine print, which we talked about. But not every site does this, guys. So like many sites, like for example, Naira, whatever they have listed here, like is what it is. You don't have other, I guess, metrics to look at. So I can understand why people were a little confused, to be very honest. That's just me. So Matt and Jackson disagree with that. Great opinion, Jackson, for Brad Anderson. Awesome. Chris Couples throwing up the money sign. We haven't done yet. Hold on a second. We gotta do this, because hold on a second. I know Matt's indifferent about this. I don't care. Hold on a second here. I mean, not only did that happen, but that was an absolute crush. Jackson and Mikey crushed their bets. There you go. Had to play that there. Congrats on that score. That wasn't that bad, Matt. I mean, come on. Gotta make it fun.
But I ordered up one of those twinspires goal horns. It hasn't shown up yet. We'll see if.
Okay. All right. Let me see here. Where is take that off? Let me see here. Just looking to see with Sylvain. Great job, Jackson. Chuck Brower. Nice job, Jackson. A lot of people very happy for you. Let me see here. I think that's it, guys. So let's go on. Let's see if the leaderboard is already switched, which it should have, I believe. Let's see here. Give me a second, everyone. Leaderboard after race 8. Yes. And let's see where Mr. Muniz is now sitting. 5th.
Boom.
Good job, Jackson. Right now, again, the top should stay relatively flat, you would think. Jackson's now in 5th. Brad Anderson's 8th. Petriniak 9th. Matt Miller out of the money. Matt is now in 12th. I'm sure you're not worried. Some other people moved up. I moved down, obviously, because I didn't make a bet. So I figured that would happen most likely. I mean, literally, Matt and Jackson, I would say anyone that has, $100, even George Scott, and you make a play, very well within the range of getting a seat if they just have the right play. It doesn't take a lot, is my point.
Agreed. And given, I think, the last 3 races that we have today, is it going to be difficult to make up ground? Yes. But it also might not take a whole lot of money to find some of these bigger prizes that could potentially win these next 3 races. It was at least the way I saw the rest of this card. I don't know if you felt the same way, Howard, but there's absolutely still everything to play for. There's a long way to go.
I think so. There's no doubt about it. 648 right now, ladies and gentlemen, is the cutoff for a seat. Jackson, you don't have to give away your exact strategy, but why don't you just explain what showlaxing is, coined by not Matt Miller, but someone else. Was it Dr. Tang? Is that right, Matt?
Ronald Tang.
What's showlaxing, Jackson? Is that a strategy that at least you and Mikey P will consider at this point? If you have minimums to fill, I don't even know if you do. Obviously, you do, right? I think you do.
We have one more to fill.
Okay.
So, I mean, as long as this leaderboard stays roughly like that, we stay between the 5 and 6 range, then yeah, we're just going to bet one more show bet, probably in the last race. And that's going to be it for us. I mean, at this point, we're hoping no one else cashes like crazy, and we can just sit pretty and take that $2,000 seat.
What is show laxing, Jackson? Let me. Actually, I want to put. Oops, sorry. I'm actually going to put you full screen. Explain. Matt is just. Are you okay today, Matt?
I'm loving it. I just like you're using that like it's a real word. It's hysterical.
Sure, it is. What? Jackson, you're on solo here. Talk about show laxing for people and why someone might consider doing it.
I don't really know what show laxing is, but I'm assuming it's.
Oh, okay. You're off the screen.
Yeah, put the other guy on the screen.
Hold on a second. Well, hold on a second. I'm all over the place today. Hold on a second here. Let's do this. All right.
I'm making a guess. I think I know what you're talking about.
Here's what show laxing is. You get into a tournament where you put up a number that you feel good about, where it's within your target range, it's where you hope to be. And so as you then look at the rules and look to satisfy the minimums required in the tournament, you show lax, you relax, you just bet show bets. You could sometimes even Dutch them, so you don't even have to take that much risk. All you're trying to do is just maintain your position. So truly, hit a big bet, sit back, show lax, enjoy it. You don't have to worry too much about the race. That's the concept.
All right, so there you go, Jackson. That's the strategy you guys will most likely partake in? It sounds like.
I assumed that's what you guys were implying, but I just never heard it coined that way before.
Yes, Noah loves.
I acted that out too. I mean, that was really something with the. Sorry.
Noah loves the show lax. You can talk to talk to Lil Bro about that. Where is he?
Yeah, we should get him.
I think he's on a plane right now, literally. I believe, on his way to see his family. Right. Not at his natural hometown, in one of his sister's hometown, I believe. Somewhere in the West Coast. We'll just leave it at that. We don't want to, Noah's got a following. He's got paparazzi. We don't want to say exactly, Matt, where he's located. So let's just say west of the Mississippi. How about that? Yes. So, yeah, I think that's where he is right now, Jackson. Okay, so let's get serious here for a second. We've got Fairgrounds has 10 minutes to post. Real nice, actually, Louisiana bred steak race that we'll play the audio for that. And just to let people know, if you're wondering, where's the video? We have spoken to Twinspires. We are hoping to get video at some point. We obviously need permission from them. They've not granted permission yet to show video. So hopefully at some point we'll have video for you at Churchill Downs and actually any of their CDI incorporated tracks. But it's a tricky situation, the licensing and whatnot. So anyway, we will have sound. We appreciate everyone watching. Churchill race 9. I'll be making a play. And one of the reasons I'm going to be making a play, ladies and gentlemen, is for the simple fact that I believe, and let me double check here. Oh, hold on, I got to find here we go. I have only made 2 minimums, and there's 3 races left. So I'll be betting every race. That was my plan, by the way, to be honest, from the very start. So I'm going to be making some big plays coming up. I mean, big. Matt, I'm 350 behind. Let's say I target 1,000. I'll just throw a number out there right now. I don't need to do anything crazy. I think 1,000 is a pretty reasonable number for people to shoot at, I would say. Is that a fair number for you to get in the top 9 we're talking about?
Yeah, for me, it would. So it's funny. I mean, I'm going to be making a play here. I don't know if it's this race or the next. And I don't know if I'm targeting $1,004 or $805. I got to think about that a little bit, because I think these are some solid players in front of me.
Yes.
And that's not, I'm not saying anything about anyone I don't know, but of the names I know, I'm assuming a half to a third of these people are going to be hitting. And so I don't think Jackson's necessarily in a precarious position, but from a risk reward perspective, as I'm trying to figure out what to do, I mean, let's just call it like it is. I could pick a horse to place, get $3, and take my total up to 750. And that, okay, in theory puts me in 8th, but who knows what Brad and Ryan and the others are doing. So I'm not sure it's enough. Do I need to make that just one win bet, or do I Dutch win? I'm not sure. I mean, I'm thinking out loud here, but my gut tells me by the time I key in what I'm going to do, I'm going to be targeting $805.
Interesting. So I maybe be overshooting it, so to speak, in your opinion, by saying 1,000.
Let's just see if people hit. I mean, that's the other benefit you have, is you don't have to go that fast. You can be a little patient and leave a little bit of gunpowder. I do think if you leave too little gunpowder, you said something before about $100. I'm not trying to pick a fight with you, but to me, that's just too much of a one-timer crazy shot. But if you said, okay, $300, well, now you can bet on a mid-price horse to win. You can take a favorite in a couple of exactas without having to go too much out on a limb. So I do think it's the same thing in poker, where if you have too few big blinds, you have like no chance of coming back. At some point, you got to shove before your stack is too short. And maybe $100 is too short of a stack here, in my opinion. But for where I'm sitting with 500 and something bucks, the rest of the world's my oyster. I can pick what I want. It's just a question of finding what looks like the right spot and how much risk to take. And you don't have to go full risky crazy beforehand. So I might just kind of play a medium play here. If I can get to a spot like Jackson's in, I think I'll slow down at that point. But if I miss, I'd love to give myself one more chance at it.
Okay. Jackson, let's talk about race 9 here. There's 13 minutes left, 50 claimers, non-winners of 2. You felt like the last 3 races were difficult. I'm not going to disagree with you. I just have strong opinions on these races, especially the last 2. But this one a little bit as well. Right now, the current favorite, good Lord, is good Lord at 2-1. This horse is 1 for 17, Jackson. He's 2-1. Quick snapshot thoughts just based on that alone, and has lost at this condition several times, which to me is a big deal.
Yeah, and I think that kind of just tells you what kind of field this is. It's wide open if you're looking at the board. If you're someone that looks at pick 3 wheel pays, which I very much am, there's 7 horses that are within between 105 and like $220, and that's not a very wide range for these pick 3 wheel pays. So that kind of tells me the computers don't really know where to go in this spot either. So if you are someone that has a strong opinion in this race, it seems like a good spot, because no matter who you like, you're going to get a price that you like.
Who do you like in this race? And as you're going to do that, Jackson, I'm actually going to leave just the PPs on, because on a side screen, I've got to do a little math for something. So go ahead and just name a horse. Actually, you know what? Yeah, just name a horse and I'll scroll to it and you can talk about it. Who do you like in this race, or what are your general thoughts here?
Yeah, I went to the 10, Colonel Caliente, I guess would be my top choice in here. A horse that is a little less exposed compared to some of these other ones, but has run numbers that fit. I think that last race at Keeneland, and really the last 2 actually, might be better than they look on the page. Those were both paces he was always a part of. They were fast paces that fell apart, and he ran pretty well in both of those spots. Now, I understand he's getting away from the Michael Maker barn, but it's not like he's been it's not like Esquivel is not capable of winning. He wins at 12%. He's a good trainer in his own right. This horse is drawn well. He obviously likes the off-going. He's going to be fourthly placed. And, a lot of times when you're at these non-winners or 2 levels, like you want horses that are going to be forward, and you want horses that are going to stay out of trouble. And this horse feels like he fits that bill pretty nicely.
Interesting horse. At first, Jackson, I looked at him and I was like, ooh, I don't like the Gaffleon is not riding, as he's on the favorite. But Jesus Esquivel, the trainer, claimed this horse, and he puts on I'm assuming his brother, I'm not sure. So when you look at that, this is why you got to look at things carefully. I don't think it's quite as big a negative as I originally thought.
Agreed completely. And especially in a race like this at this level, like that makes plenty of sense. And it seems like you're going to get paid for it. He's 7-1 right now. So I think it's a very fair price in this kind of race.
Yep. And I am, who else would you like to talk about in this race?
Oh, man, after that, I thought it was tough. I guess the 5 was a tiny bit interesting. The chalk. The problem I had with this race is I didn't really know what to expect from a pace perspective. Like I think the 2 is going to go from the inside. I fully expect him to be in front.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's like, okay, I guess the 10 is going to be up there. Maybe the 6 could be close. I don't know, but sometimes in those races too, where it looks like the murky pace scenarios, where you get the really fast paces, and that would set up for a horse like the chalk in here, who is not going to be the chalk in this race. He was the chalk last time when he won, but also at this level, the light bulb angle I think is a very real thing. When these horses are losing, and then they finally win, and it kind of just it flips a switch, and all of a sudden they kind of figure it out. So this would be my secondary opinion. If the horse gets the right kind of setup in here, maybe he can make some noise.
Interesting. I mean, fresh face, Matt. You know, I've talked about that ad nauseum, and I'm sure Jackson feels the same way. Sometimes in these condition races, Matt, you want fresh faces, and I know he just broke his maiden, but do you really want horses that have at this condition, Matt, that can't win, like the 8, who on paper obviously is much better, but you know that's why you're getting 9-1 on the chalk, not the favorite, but the chalk, and what 4.5 times less on a horse that sure has run faster, but also is camera shy.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's a close call. This, I agree with you. I don't love the 1 for 10. I don't love. I don't love the race. I don't have something super helpful to offer there. I just that's not a play I'd be making.
I will say the 7. Very similar to last race. I think the early money, for the most part, is overrated, except when it comes to first-time starters and when it comes to horses that are coming off a long layoff. And the 7 does fit that bill in the spot, who was running good races earlier this year, but hasn't been seen since May. You know, he was 92 more in line. He's been taking a lot of money this whole time. So clearly someone thinks this horse is live.
Yep. Guys, I got to make a bet. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and play the audio. Jackson and Matt, I'm going to let you discuss anything you'd like for about literally 1 minute. I'm going to put the audio on right now for the fairgrounds. They've got I'm going to apologize to everyone. It's the Andrew Ney Stakes. And on Thursday, I mean, I couldn't help but say it's the Andrew Ney Stakes. I mean, you know, you lead a horse to water. You got to let him drink that. I mean, come on. How do you not do that on a horse racing podcast with a last name of Ney? I mean, Matt, you have to especially understand that. I mean, Pete and Paul don't quite understand my humor, and you know, Paul jokingly said we just lost half the audience, but last name Ney, and it's a horse race.
No,
they named the horse. They named the race after a guy's last name who's Ney. I mean,
you just lost the other half. I think.
No. We're gaming people. Look at this, gaming people.
Let's hear you do the old Ney again.
No, I'm not going to do that. All right, I'm bringing the sound on for fairgrounds. Guys, feel free to talk right up to the race as they're approaching the gate. I'm actually going to take myself off screen. They do not have control of the dial, so to speak. So we'll just have Matt and Jackson on screen for about a minute. Go ahead, guys. Talk about whatever you'd like. I'll be back in a minute.
Are you still alive in the fairgrounds contest, Matt?
I am, and I'm in.
You guys hear the sound, by the way, right?
Yes.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm in second place at $127. It's a precarious second place, and only 2 spots are going to pay. And so very surprising to the field, I think, at this point. I have chosen this as a place for a full shove. So this will be either a nice score or a famous disappearing act. But in this particular race, I got to go back and look at the 2x2 double I just did.
For a hat trick of wins on the card.
I did a 1-3 by 1-4-8, and then another 1-3 by 1-4.
Jesse Sherwood, the starter here.
So nothing crazy in terms of opinions, but I'm exposed a bit to the 7 and the 8, and
10-1 on Dapper Moon.
Right, and the goal is in this spot, I'm assuming, it's just to pass the guy in front of you, right? Which he's only like $60 or $70 in front of you. I think.
I'm going to pass him by a fair amount. I'd like the tournament to just end here, if I'm being honest, and I'd like to focus on the Churchill one. So I just figured this will either be a winning score or it won't.
So some action within the starting gate prior to this.
I like it.
Andrew Ney Memorial Stakes, the second of 3 stakes here. This first Saturday card of the season.
Okay, so I'm looking at the leaderboard for that one again now too. There's only one seat technically, but
Well,
second place is paying $450. I think I saw. So really, it's about the same, right?
Look, I'm not promising anything for Darren and Twinspires, but when someone qualifies for 9/10 of a seat, almost always they round up. They say thanks for being loyal and playing with us. And so at 19 seats, without trying to sound like I'm expecting too much or like I'm an ingrate, I would almost be surprised if they didn't just round it to 20 for prize pool purposes.
Right.
They're off. Racing in the
Good luck.
Memorial Stakes.
Thank you.
And Go Sugar with a lightning.
Like one of them to have the lead, ideally.
And there goes the 12-time winner. Go Sugar straight to the front through the first furlong and a half, tracked by Not on Herb in the red cap. To the inside of Strong Promise just in third. First run since the Sunland Park Derby for Smash It running in fourth. Macho Beanie.
I miss John Dooley.
On the outside.
For all the ex-Arlington fans, this is still hard to listen to.
Last but 2 at the 3.5. Then comes Dapper Moon, late September trails. The quarter 22.17 seconds. Go Sugar. Go Sugar spearheads them as they make their way toward the quarter pole. With Not on Her.
He spins him in.
Sugar, who leads by 3/4 of length. El Dinero is gearing up for a run. Here's El Dinero and Not on Her up to Go Sugar. Go Sugar just spins them in. The half mile in 44 seconds coming down toward the final furlong. Strong Promise toward the inside is right there too.
I'm toast.
Not on Herb. Not on Herb has forged ahead for Paco Lopez. To the inside is Go Sugar, who tries to rally on. Then El Dinero and Strong Promise. They're close to home. It is Not on Herb. Not on Herb takes out the Andrew Day Memorial Stakes by 3/4 of length.
Out.
Game Go Sugar.
5-1. So I hedged on the 7 and the 8. And I essentially, the contest was only $100, so I paid $200. All right, so I made $300 on the contest.
That was 5-1 on Go on Herb. 110 and 1. El Dinero, by the way, the 7 was a spot play, a price play on a power picks. Broke last. I have no idea how. I have no idea why. The 7 was supposed to be sitting where the 8 was, and the 7 still almost got second, only lost by about a length and a half. So El Dinero actually ran huge, smashed it at 3-2. Boy, they smashed that horse. Didn't really run a step. 5-1, nice price. If you like that one for sure at the fairgrounds on Not on Herb. Go Sugar second, El Dinero third, 8-1-7. All right, we have how much time left, guys, at Churchill? Let me get to it here. 2 minutes? 2 minutes. And they're low behind the gate. So I will just say, in general, what I did here, let me just put it this way. If my math is correct and I hit, I can get to about 1,200 here. And I am not all in because I don't need to be all in, which is maybe a little hint to what I'm doing, but I'm not going to say exactly. So I'm targeting 1,200 right now. If I can get to that number, I feel very comfortable. We'll see. Right now, Good Lord is the favorite at 9-5. You've got the number 7. That's the IRAD horse off the layoff, right, guys? Or a small layoff.
Yeah.
Yep. The 9's taking money of 4-1, and the 10. Sorry, I don't have names in front of me. I apologize. Hold on one second.
Colonel Caliente.
Colonel Caliente is 7-1. I'm not surprised the IRAD money. I'm still a little surprised. I guess I shouldn't be surprised on Good Lord. I mean, he's the fastest on paper, right, Jackson? It's just 9-5 is not a horse I would play on the win end. I'm not saying I'm not using him in the tournament. I'm just saying this is not the kind of horse I would play as I turn the sound on the win end for me.
Yeah, he's just a little tough to trust, as is everyone else in this race, and that's kind of the issue. They're all, if non-winners are two, they're all career losers, kind of. So,
and the horses have reached the starting gate. It's post time.
The races I want to be price shopping a little bit, typically.
I would agree. By the way, your horse was one of the few horses that has the last race that has won from behind. So I mean, that horse is going to get. I don't mean to piggyback, but I mean that's like the kind of horse Jackson's going to get like a 70 buyer, like 68. And could easily bump up to like a low 80s next time. Like
timing
easily,
difference,
right?
Colonel Caliente.
All right, here we go. Good luck to everyone. Race 9 at Churchill Downs.
Good Lord.
50 claimers, non-winners at 2. Wide open field. Good Lord, the favorite at 9-5. to 5 for Ken Sweezy and Tyler G. Good luck, everyone.
Lord. We'll say that a bunch of times.
Last one in, 40 Love. They're at the gate. And they're off.
Good Lord.
And the chalk from mid-pack is out the best. And Bob's Carrot for that inside post races up as well. Bob's Carrot down the chalk, the two of them, and also there comes a time, and just in behind them is Good Lord.
Good
On
Lord.
the far outside, Colonel Caliente. On to the main track they go. Bob's Carrot leads the way. Comes a time racing in second. Brody toward the inside is now third. Colonel Caliente fourth. Good Lord moves up into fifth. The chalk in sixth. Riddle Solver seventh. And then his timing difference in eighth and a break of 3 back. 40 Love. The long shot is the last of them all. 22-4 was the quarter. Bob's Carrot hits the far turn. Uncontested out there. Leads by a length and a half. Comes a time. Comes under a ride second. Give it a nudge. And it's Colonel Caliente. Good Lord is only 4 lengths off the lead, but is under a ride now. Brody comes through toward the inside. Timing difference with a wide sweeping move. Riddle Solver angles to the far outside as well. They come off the turn. Bob's Carrot's the one to catch. And the lead is 2.5. Timing difference up into second, trying to reel this leader in with a furlong to do it. Bob's Carrot's getting leg weary. Timing difference coming with each and every stride. Good Lord now third. 16th pole, Bob's Carrot. And timing difference, Riddle Solver late on the scene. Here's the wire, and it will be timing difference. Timing difference up to do it. Bob's Carrot settles for second. Then it was either Riddle Solver or Good Lord.
Sound happy, Howard.
I did not cash for $12.50 yet, but I'm alive to it. That's all I want to say. I played doubles. Doubles, I had 7, 9, 10 with a horse I won't say. So, guys, I didn't use the 8 at all in my play here. I was fortunately right. Nice ride. Timing distance or timing difference comes 9-2-7, ladies and gentlemen. Timing difference got bet down for Joe Ramos and Brian Nippenberg. 7-2 is what he went off at. That is good for me, and hopefully that's good for you at home. Tossing the favorite in that case, Jackson, as we spoke, worked very well if you didn't like Good Lord. Sorry, Matt. I think you liked Good Lord, but Good Lord. Good Lord.
I lost a couple hundred in the tournament, so I'm okay, but that hurt a little bit.
Sorry for you, Matt, but Jackson, again, from a handicap perspective, we're not redboarding. We talked about it before. Sure, the horse was fast on paper, but horses are 1 for 17 for a reason.
Yeah, they don't like to win necessarily. They want to run with their friends and go on a little jog and have a good time, and that's kind of what happened with this horse. I think he finished third again. I don't have it pulled up.
I think fourth, actually. I think the 7 got on the yeah. I think he got nosed out, I believe.
I will say it looked like he had plenty of horse and down in the far turn and like didn't really have anywhere to go. And by the time he got clear, the 9 was just gone. I don't think it mattered. I don't think he ended up having enough horse anyways, but it maybe wasn't the fast trip he's ever going to have.
I have one, I won't say regret, but guys, the double the 9 went down in odds. So obviously the doubles with the 9 went down. I'm not sure I'm going to get to the number that I want if what I need in the next race happens, but I'm also not even, I spent $125, guys, out of my 326 because I didn't need to do more. So, now I've got some interesting situation where, again, this is part of the reason why we're on air to talk about this stuff. I can press up with my opinions, whatever they might be, in the next race. I could hedge in case that one doesn't win. I got some options here, Matt. I know you know exactly what I did, but when you're alive to a number, to let's just say 2 horses, but there's 2 others you're worried about, would you propose someone to hedge with money left with those other 2 or keep riding those 2 that you are betting? Do you follow what I'm saying, right?
So I enjoy the game of handicapping the handicapper and trying to figure out what you did. I'm pretty sure I know. How many horses do you have in the next race?
I suppose I'm not sure I'd like to say, Matt, to be very honest. He's putting up 2 fingers. I'll let you guess. I don't think I should. I'd rather not say.
So here's what I would say to you is, oh my God, is this fun? So here's what I'd say. We'll see. We're going to see the leaderboard update in a minute. I think it's just like a realistic golfer going for the middle of the green instead of the pin. I don't think you need to go after David Smith at $2,200. I don't think it's remotely worth that.
No.
If the middle of the range hasn't changed much, I would still be dead set focused on getting to 1250 or so. And if your doubles or double don't get you there, I would press up with the remainder of your money rather than spread and just try and hit something else. I think the fewer times you need to hit something, the better. And if you still feel good about your pick or picks, I would just hit them harder if you don't think they're enough to get you where you need to get to.
Jackson, your thoughts on his comment regarding tournament strategy for someone like me in this position right now?
Yeah, no, it's a really interesting, philosophical discussion about it, because I know how Matt feels about it, and I feel the same way he does. But I've also had discussions with very good friends that are also very sharp, and they feel very differently about it. I think if I get alive to a number that is, what I want or close to it, and I still have some money left over, then I would bet the rest of it in the same race on a different horse, doubling up in that race. I think other people might say, well, I already have my best opinion in this race, so why would I need someone else? I'm going to save the rest of the $200 or whatever it is and bet it in the last race. So I don't know if anyone's necessarily right or wrong. It's kind of just more of whatever you feel more strongly about.
But the problem is if let's just say I'm alive at two horses in the double right now, just for argument's sake. Matt, come on now. Let's just say I'm alive. I don't even know if the 1 and the 2 are they both in the race? The 1 and I'm just coming up with numbers right now, guys. I don't even look at that. Let me look at the race here. What do we got here? Hold on. Okay, so there's a 1 and a 2 horse. Let's say I'm alive to the 1 and 2. Okay, let's say I'm worried about the 3 and the 4. I'm just making up numbers, right? The problem is if I hedge, guys, or anyone hedges with the 3 and the 4, you're spending money, that target number, now you're going to be below the target number because you're using money against that target number. Do you follow? So,
yeah,
like if I'm targeting 1,200, Matt, and I spend my other 200 and I hit my horse that I wanted to, now I've lost $200 and now I'm only to 1,000, not 1,200. So that's the big problem with that play, in my opinion. But if those two horses, you're giving yourselves a lot more bites at the apple to score overall in the big picture. So
again, it's, would you rather have several bites of the apple in one race, or would you rather have multiple bites of the apple in the same race? And you can still hedge, you can still bet. I don't know who you have, but you can still bet $50 each on the 1 and 2 to get you your 1,200, and then with your rest of, I don't know what your number is, 150 or whatever, then you bet a third horse, or you bet a fourth horse, or you do whatever. And again, it's all personal preference. If you have no opinion in the last race, then yeah, you should probably be betting the 3rd and 4th horse in this race. If you do like some in the last race, then maybe you save it. So
I do have a strong opinion in the last race. I will say that. Full disclosure. So the leaderboard, that was race 9, correct?
You're sitting with a golden opportunity right now. You've got a will pay to 1 or more horses in an amount that we don't know, that I don't know is enough to get you into the prize pool. And I would stress very hard to press up those plays to make sure those get you into the prize pool, and then see what you have left. And if you can afford another horse, that's great. But I would really bolster up that top 1 or 2 picks you have before I'd start screwing around with a 3rd or a 4th. But I would immediately go to a 3rd horse in this race as opposed to a 1st horse in the next race.
Can you repeat that one more time? Sorry, I was looking at something. Go ahead, Matt. One more time with that.
I would, from a strategic standpoint, way sooner go with your third choice. So let's just assume, like you said, you bet the 1 and the 2. Your will pays fall a little bit short of your target number. I would be betting to win on the 1 and the 2 to get you to your target number. I would then see what you have left over and see if you can afford to bet on the 3 or the 4. Again, using the fake numbers. But you got to take care of picks 1 and 2. And you've got your chance right here to score in this tournament. If you get one of those, this is not the time to spread out and then try and hit something else in the next race. People don't hit race after race. This is your shot. Take it.
I appreciate that. Right now, we are going to go to the fairgrounds first. Are you good? Do you guys need to take a break? Or are we good? Just keep rolling through the show here. We're good? Okay.
Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right, no problem. Let me just take Jackson off the screen here just for a second. Now let's put us on screen, Matt, just you and I here. So, this is something that has taken a while for me to learn because I've only been playing tournaments, Matt, for like literally 4 years. I've been handicapping for 30. Talk about the nuance of game theory because this is your specialty. It's not handicapping. You've talked about it a zillion times. This is a fun discussion. This is why I love this kind of show and hope people at home enjoy this because this is really much less about handicapping, much more about betting at this point for me because I did hit that last race with a horse that I needed for doubles that I'm alive to.
Correct. And so, and look, it was an interesting discussion with Christian Helmers the other day. I think he's much more in the philosophical camp of you have to feel your horses and you have to feel part of the whole, does it seem like the right horse for the right time? And I am much more at the opposite extreme of saying, at the end of the day, it's about numbers and math and getting to a score. And as I look at this tournament, I'm looking at the leaderboard right now. It is, again, it's a little, the scores are a little high. I'm not going to rip on anyone for having big numbers, but the fact that it takes about $1,000 to win this particular tournament, that's a multiple of 4 to 1 on your starting bankroll. That seems like it's about right. And so at this point, I just don't care who these stupid horses are. I need to get to $1,000. And I'm looking at my total of, where am I at? We're in different spots to some degree, but not that different. I'm sitting here with 321. I'm probably going to need to use the daily double to get some extra leverage out of it. I could probably just take 321 and smack it to win on the 2, 7, or 8 and be in a good position if that happens. But my gut tells me if I look at a few combos, I can probably take 2 of those horses instead of all 3. I mean, and just to be blunt, I have no opinion on these races. And so, yeah, I mean, a 2x2 double sequence of probably $80 doubles would probably be enough to get me into the prize pool. That's likely what I'm going to do, and that's without a shred of handicapping. I'm listening as carefully as I can to whatever clues you and Jackson are dropping. But if I don't get anything, I'm just going with the tote board.
It's really interesting, Matt, and this one makes the game fun. Let me bring up the leaderboard. We got Jackson back. I'm going to take myself off the screen again, but again, here is the leaderboard as of now updated. Not a lot of change. I don't see, so kind of Jordan, by the way, great job, guys, with the contest or with the leaderboard, the way twinspires does it. You can see the movement. There's really very little movement at all, except for Kenneth Jordan. Let's see what he did, guys. Wow. That's guts.
Yes.
There you go. Similar to what you did, Jackson. 180 to win on the 9, which was not obvious pick. Nice job, Kenneth. Excellent, my friend. No one else really made a move at all. Neil Thornberry moved up a little bit. Let's see what Neil did, guys. Oh, you had the double. Yes. Good job, Neil. And he tossed the favorite also for $10. That got him 128. So Neil moved up a little bit. No one really making any moves. Interesting. So I'll leave the leaderboard up, guys. I need to do a little math once again. I'll be back here. Let me go bring you guys on. Actually, let me leave the leaderboard on, and that way I don't have to physically take myself off screen. Matt Jackson, go ahead for about 2 minutes if you'd like to talk about anything at all.
Jackson, anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, where do you think I should watch The Matrix, Matt?
Oh my gosh. I honestly, I don't understand how you and I have been to dinner so many times, hung out so many times, and so many references have gone flying over your head. It's crazy to me. I mean, you trust me, I'm a much deeper person than you recognize me to be. These comments mean something, and you're totally missing them. The Matrix will change your life. I guarantee it.
All right. I gotta watch it.
It's not too old. It's not grainy. It's not old special effects. And yeah, honestly, for anyone listening, this isn't just a movie review. It's a life review. It changes the way you look at life. It changes the way you look at these tournaments. Things that you accept as rules, or things that you accept as the way something is supposed to happen. That is not real. That is a self-imposed constraint that you can release yourself from. And so don't play it by the book, play it your own way, or by my book.
I'd second that. Your book's pretty good. It's taught me a couple things here and there.
Thank you.
Just a couple. Just a couple.
So yeah, it's
wow.
funny. Without Howard here, I don't mind being more blunt about what the heck I'm going to do. I'm sitting here with $321. Look, I'm all ears, and I'm looking in the chat as well. Anyone here wants to tell me what to do? I'm completely listening. My gut's telling me as I'm looking at the will pays. Gosh, that's a fascinating click I just did. 2, 3, 7, 8 are all getting exactly the same amount of play.
Yep.
And so why are they all different odds? And what's that going to look like at the end? And by the way, that's not CAW BS around, conspiracy theories. That's truly saying, let's just be honest and look at these odds that are implied in the will pays. I mean, this 2, 3, 7, 8 all pay essentially the same. The 3 a little bit less than the double, a little bit more in the double, but less in the pick 3. And so, yeah, that makes this race a little scarier from my perspective.
No, agreed. And it makes you make a decision, right? Because there's 4 horses that are all going to take the same amount of money, and they're all going to be between, 5-2 and 7-2 probably. I mean, that's a tough race, and that's not even including the other horses that have a chance in here too. There's a few others that are definitely contenders. So this is from where I'm sitting, it's just the kind of race I think I want to see, because I think people are going to spread like crazy. Not spread on their bets, but I think everyone's going to have different bets. So it's likely that someone's probably going to hit, but probably not like 5 or 6 people where they're all going to pass me, and I'll find myself in trouble.
I totally agree with that. And for those, really interested in figuring out what someone like me does in a case like this, okay, you just listened to me go through the will pays. That was not the most instructive thing ever, other than telling me that there's 4 horses with a really good shot. So now I go over the probables, and I'm looking at the 2, 3, 7, and 8, and the pool has enough money in it that I can look at it seriously. And as I'm looking at the 2, 3, 7, and 8, and I'm looking at who's getting play in the next race, Jackson, you can do this just as well as I can, but it sure seems to me that the horses getting played in the next race are the 2 and the 5.
Mm-hmm.
And as I look at the odds next race, that makes sense to me. And so, especially without my competition, Howard here, knowing what I'm doing, I am going to be taking 2 of the 4 logical horses this race and betting a 2x2 double. With my $320, these will be $80 a piece or thereabouts. I'll Dutch them if the payouts are different. I'll need to look at that in a second. I don't need breaks like Howard does to take math timeouts, even though he's a math teacher. but I'll be playing these 4 in the tournament, and I will be playing the other 4 on the side. I'm not giving up on them just because I can't afford them in the tournament. But at least, shoot, he heard me. Darn it. Hi, Howard.
Man. Jackson, I guess now would be a bad time to really piss him off and tell him I've never seen The Matrix.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Jackson, not 1 minute of it. And there's really one main reason. Sorry, no disrespect to everyone out there. I'm not a sci-fi guy. The movie just looks way too damn weird. I wouldn't be able to understand it. I guess I'm not smart. I swear on my parents' grave, I've not seen 1 minute. I've seen, like where he's like dodging the bullets, good imitation, right?
I think you found your Thanksgiving post-dessert task, Matt.
Never seen it, Matt.
Oh my
Anyway, go back to crapping on me. Go ahead.
Oh, you're killing me. You're just killing me. No, we're not crapping on you. And I'm going to have to go do the same math you're doing. We all know that when you're Dutching multiple combos, you kind of need to write it down or look at it. You can't just do it in your head. So
no, By the way, my bet is in. When the race goes off, the minute the race goes off, or right as they're pretty much breaking, I'll tell everyone what I'm doing. I did make a play in this race. I am not sitting. I'll leave it at that. And I have $100 left in my account as of this very moment that I will have in the last race for sure. I got a plan, Matt. Don't worry.
It's not as bad as last week. Last week was 2,500 he had to chase. This week it's only going to be 1,000.
I got a plan.
Great, but not as
yourself with $100. I mean, that's like sacrilegious to me, but okay.
Not when I only need to do 10x on that bet to get to where I need to.
That's fair. I'm not saying it's wrong in every case, but if your plan is to use it for press ups, I'm really
no. Fairgrounds, by the way, is going off, guys. Let me see if I can get.
Let me ask you this: if you considered this strategy, I don't know who you like, and I don't know who you have.
I got to interrupt you because Fairgrounds. I'm trying to show here if we can. Sorry, Jackson. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, my friend. Go ahead. They're rolling behind the gate, or they're walking behind the gate. 30 seconds, Jackson. Go ahead.
I was just asking if you considered playing doubles with horses you don't have here into your strong opinion in the next race.
Yes, I've considered that.
Okay. Just wondering.
I've more than considered that.
Right.
Oh, that means you did it.
I'll just put it that way.
In which case, okay, so in which case, what are you leaving $100 for? Why not cover more combinations into your strong opinion? That way you're live one way or the other.
I don't need to cover more strong opinions. I've covered the horses I need. Because if the back of opinion hits, I would need to do something else. And the reason why I don't want to spend another 100 guys is because, like I said, if my strongest opinion hits, I don't want to take another 100 off my main opinion score.
That's fair.
And I want more at the end. Do you follow? If the main opinion doesn't hit. It's
fair.
A pretty tough race. I have a strong opinion here, Jackson, but it's a tough race coming up here, obviously. Yeah. Just look at the board right now. Troubleshooting is 2-1. We should talk about the race and handicap it, but troubleshooting is 2-1. Montador, the number 3, is 4-1. Giacoso 7-2. Chapman's Peak just clicked to 4-1. You got Flying. Those are the main 4 entrants. And I'll just say right now, guys, I do not like troubleshooting. I am not using the favorite. I'll just tell you that. I'm not afraid to say it. I know he won last time at Keeneland. I remember the race very well, Jackson. I was there. There was not a lot of speed in that race. He got an absolute dream trip and won. I don't think troubleshooting wants a mile and a 16th, guys. There's a lot of speed in here. I'm completely against troubleshooting. If he wins, then I'll be down to $100 in the last race. And I feel very strongly about it. Now, will I be right? I don't know. Maybe troubleshooting for Tyler and Greg Crowley wins by 2 and I'll look stupid. That's okay, guys. You got to do what you got to do. But I got to be honest. If troubleshooting was 6-1, Jackson, I would have said the same thing. Just because he happens to be the favorite is not why I don't like this horse. You can look at our power pick tip sheet. I don't know if I have the 2 anywhere. Maybe a C. I don't like the 2 at all. they're going in the gate, and after the fairgrounds race, Jackson, let's get your handicapping opinion on the stake race if we could. Let me put the sound on. Race 8
Mucho Macho Man,
at the fairgrounds. Wide open turf
Pegaso's
race.
in.
Let's see.
Ben Curtis with Comanche Warrior went it well.
I like the 4 here. It's a power
Devin
pick spot
Mayon,
play.
Wicked Secret.
Bet down to 2-1 off of
taking
5-1
his
morning
position.
line. Pegaso,
Starting
the number
here over
4.
the mile.
Good luck, everyone.
James Graham with Wayside Drive. Tim Thornton, House Bourbon. Couple the back. Axel Concepcion with Ouija, and one more. Colby Hernandez with Sonia Knows Better over the mile.
Still 4 minutes
They're
at Churchill. We
renegade.
will not miss it.
Oh my gosh.
And they're off. House Bourbon toward the inside. There's Calicoco and Titanium Deal as they make their way toward the first turn. Titanium Deal, House Bourbon taking it right to Calicoco as these three charge into the first turn. Cypress Gold is running in 4th. 5 clear here in the early stages from Wayside Drive and Ouija. Now over toward
They're
ground
flying
safety
like I
position
figured they'd be.
as these leaders go to the back of the course. Coffee County France Star is settled. While racing in front of the gray Wicked Secret, who's down out deep on the course. Sonia Knows Better, Pegaso, and Comanche Warrior has dropped back to trail the dozen here in the turf mile. The quarter was 22.32 seconds as they make their way toward the half-mile pole with Isaac Castillo on the rail. Calicoco has been under steady pace pressure from Titanium Deal second and close up by 3.5. To the inside of Cypress Gold in 3rd. House Bourbon running in 4th. Then Detached, 7 more lengths back there too. On the outside, looking to gain ground as they round the far turn. Wicked Secret, Wayside Drive is next with 3 furlongs to go. Ouija, Coffee County, France Star. Then as they come toward the quarter pole, Sonia Knows Better. Pegaso is 11th. Comanche Warrior is 12th as they straighten away. Under a quarter of a mile to go. 3/4, 1 minute 10.27 seconds. It's Calicoco. Wicked Secret comes charging toward the inside. 1 furlong to go. Wicked Secret has taken up the running now for Devin Mayon. Closing, here comes France Star. Calicoco's drop back, late bid by Pegaso, who's mustering a strong late rally.
Come on, get him up.
Secret is near home. Wicked Secret holding on. Pegaso. France Star 3rd, and Sonia Knows Better finished 4th, and Coffee County House Calicoco.
Who won the race? 5?
5.
41. Oh, wait. Wrong race.
I think it was like 14-ish.
11-1.
11. Yeah.
The 4 had a little bit of trouble on the turn and had to wait and was absolutely flying. Came 5 for something. 11-1 on the 5. All right, congratulations if you had the 5 there.
Jockey trainer combo that I cannot say I'm very familiar with.
No. All right, we got 2 minutes, Jackson. Your thoughts of the Commonwealth Turf Grade 3 here in 2 minutes.
Yeah, look, I agree with kind of what you're saying about troubleshooting. I don't want him as a favorite. If he was 6-1, I would probably bet him, but he's not going to be 6-1 in here. I agree. He just got a really good trip last time, and he's unlikely to get the exact same trip again. So I'm not going to use him. Montador, kind of the same thing. Got a dream trip last time. I'm not in love with him. I'm going to fall for Gio Costa one more time in this spot. I liked him at Keeneland in that day. He had just a nightmare trip. I mean, nothing went right from that day. Thought he still ran well to get 3rd. I was anticipating him taking more money than this. That's why I wasn't on him originally. But it seems like he's going to be a pretty playable price, 7-2 range. So I would bet him in here. I think he just needs to get a better trip than he did last time, and he's going to have a shot.
This is a major jockey switch. Look, no disrespect to Ben Curtis, who actually is having a hell of a year, to be honest. Mm-hmm. But this is a major jockey switch. I've chased this horse a lot during his career, Jackson. I actually had him in the Secretariat as we were at the gazebo watching him win at 9-2 at Saratoga, Matt, right before Fort Washington won. That colonial sequence ended up being very good for yours truly. I thought he'd actually take some more money because of the jockey switch. And I got to be honest, Jackson, because he's not the favorite or taking more money, I'm a little bit negative to him because of that. Maybe I'm nitpicking, but he's very capable. My main opinion here is they're going to the gate is I'm against the 2. I'm going to put the sound on, and when they're almost all in, guys, I will say my main play. So good luck to everyone in the Commonwealth. This is a monster race here for the contest. Sound is on. Again, Troubleshooting is the favorite. The 2, 5-2. At 7-2 is Giacoso, and the 3-horse name is escaping me. Help me out, guys. Matador,
Matador.
Stidham, now 4-1. Chapman's Peak, 4-1. So basically, 4 horses are taking money. They're almost all in, guys.
Waiting for Outrunner.
I shoved
do,
the
Matt?
7 and the 8.
Guys, I'll wait till them to. I don't think I'm going to get on their bets anymore. Guys, I'm singled to the 8. That's what I really need.
Ooh.
I need the 8. I backed up
Hit the
with the 3 and 7.
And they're off. Montador bounced around a bit coming out of there. Was a clean start for Outrunner, who bounces out on top. Chapman's Peak comes on from the outside, and Flying Mohawk is up close today. California Burrito on hold down toward the rail.
Love where he is.
And
I have no
Vanzetti
excuses,
is off
Jackson.
the pace as well.
None.
Into the clubhouse turn. Long shot Outrunner will lead the way. Outrunner over to the inside in front. Chapman's Peak tracks in second. California Burrito down inside third. Troubleshooting wrangled back. Troubleshooting in tight there. Had to slam on the brakes. In the meantime, Flying Mohawk is keen. Races up 3 wide into third. So to the back stretch they go. It's Outrunner in front. Chapman's Peak passing this pace along. Flying Mohawk just off them, racing third. California Burritos in fourth. Vanzetti's in fifth. And right there, 2 Troubleshooting in sixth. They are tightly packed up the backstretch. Troubleshooting continues on in some traffic. A break of 2 lengths back to Montador, who's racing in 7th. Anagata is 8th. Giacoso's in 9th, and Plenza trails to field. Far turn run. Outrunner continues to be pestered by Chapman's Peak. And in the meantime, Flying Mohawk is given more rain now. And is running in 3 wide on the outside. Troubleshooting's coming under a ride. Vanzetti loops up 4 wide. Montador 5 wide off the turn. They're at the top of the stretch. And here comes Chapman's Peak looking for the lead.
This 5 out of here.
Troubleshooting shakes loose. Montador with big strides. And Giacoso from out of the clouds. Furlong to go. Chapman's Peak dips down. Outrunner, huge effort. Giacoso keeps closing. Montador in behind. Down to the finish. Giacoso to get there. Last stride. Giacoso nipped Chapman's Peak. Tight for third. Anagata, Outrunner, or Montador.
Were you worried, Matt, in the stretch?
I'm good. I'm good.
Sorry,
Howard.
You know, the 5 just hung around way too long. The 8 couldn't clear the 5. And then frickin' Flying Mohawk.
Top of the lane in the Commonwealth Turf Stakes.
Flying Mohawk is like pressing me from the outside for no damn reason when he's never showed speed before. And they went a little faster than I wanted, guys. Chapman's Peak, I know he got a really good trip. He ran huge. Giacoso, man, I mean, Jose Ortiz is completely ridiculous. I don't even know what to say. I have no regrets. I'm still alive. I have no regrets. If the 8 had won, I'd have an entry. I'm pretty confident that. Giacoso ran him down fair into the 5, hung around a long time. And Chapman's Peak lost by a neck.
You got a good run. You got a great run. You just lost. I mean, it's the classic, you know, if you let me do this 100 times, I swear to God, I'm going to come out ahead, but 0 for 1.
It's hard for me to complain about the ride because he got a perfect trip, Jackson, but they were going faster than, well, I knew they'd be going fast. I didn't think Irad would be that aggressive early. The real problem was that Outrunner hung around a long time, the 5. And really, Flying Mohawk was rank and, you know, put a little pressure on the outside and made Chapman's Peak go a little bit. I'd have to watch the run by Giacoso. I don't think he's ever come from that far back. He's a really good horse. I knew the freaking time I've been chasing him. I mean, I did use him at Colonial. So, guys, so what did I do as the backup? I went 3-7 in doubles. Okay, so I'm alive to doubles. Not to get to the number. This is exactly why I saved $100, though. I don't want to say what I'm alive to, but I'm alive in doubles, and I have $100 to play with. So I'm very much in the running. That's a tough one, man. That's tough, guys. Because Chapman's Peak ran huge at 9-2, which is completely ridiculous price on this horse. By the way, Troubleshooting did live up to his name. He had a little trouble.
A lot of trouble.
Absolutely awful. He had trouble, but he was nowhere to be found whatsoever. And Montador also got a perfect trip and was not very good. I lost to probably the best horse in the race, Jackson. I mean, I'm okay saying it based on what they've done before. Man, this is a tough game.
Yeah, that's all there is to it. I mean, this is, one of those games, the highs and the lowest of the lows. And the horse got a great trip. Just was, came up a head short. I mean, I don't really think there was anything Irad could have done differently to give that horse his best chance. I think he did everything he could and just came up a tiny, tiny bit short.
Yeah, I we'll never know, guys. But if he could have, Matt, if he could have cleared the 40-1 shot earlier, I think he wins. But it wasn't like they were bumping, Matt. But again, when you have a horse to your flank, that uses a little bit more. When you're talking about a head, every little bit matters. I'm not blaming Ira. I'm just saying if the 5 hadn't stuck around as much, who knows? But whatever.
He ran a winning race. That was that 8 was terrific. He just got one up by someone a tiny bit better.
Yeah.
I don't think some of these things are any more complicated than that. He ran a great race. I'm just not sure nitpicking it does anything. Those were by far the 2 best in the race. And they got split, they ran a mile, and they got split by this amount. I mean, it's you and Jackson go run a mile and let's see how close you are at the end. It's crazy to me that it comes down to this. It's absolute crazy.
I mean, I'll tell you one thing I'm not going to do on the show, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm not going to second guess. And I'm not going to red board. If you don't know what red boarding is, it means tell you I told you so. The fact of the matter is I did think the 7 and 8 were the best 2 horses, but I didn't have enough confidence, guys, to just cold punch that exacta. When the 3 was live, in my opinion, it was a tough race. I don't have regrets. I mean, I could have done that. You could do a lot of things, right? I mean, I got alive to my top horse of the day. Chapman's Peak, Matt, was the play of the day in my power pick tip sheet. He was 9-2 when he ran Monstrous. I have 0 regrets. I like the fact now if I didn't back up, I'd have $200 left in my account. I only have $100 left, but I'm alive to a number I'd rather not say, where I could very easily still qualify if I do something positive with that $100.
Will you still qualify if it's just $100 win bet?
It depends on the odds. It is possible.
Okay, because if
which was part of my. I didn't want to say it. Again, it's not that people are going to do what I do, but I'm not comfortable, guys, saying exactly. But when you're sort of crapping on me for saving 100, that was part of my logic, Matt, or a cold punch, exacta to get to the number I need to. So maybe it was the wrong decision. It's actually ended up working out because the 8 didn't win, but that's just happenstance. So we'll see.
It's a pure question of what you're going to do with the $100. And look, let's pick on Brad Anderson in the 2019 Breeders' Cup, where he had 3 doubles from bricks and mortar into the last race that all paid him about 125 grand. And then the next thing you know, Dick Girardi puts up 137 grand. And Brad didn't have $1 to press up on any of the other 3. Well, in relative terms, he would have killed to have that $100 at that point in time, where he could at least say, okay, this was the favorite of my 3. I'm going to hit this one extra hard. So I don't think you're crazy for keeping $100 if you got a specific plan to press up if prices aren't right, but otherwise to just, blow your money in some race and leave yourself with $100 random stab. I don't love the random stab. If it's something better than a random stab, I'm wildly supportive.
Guys, this is fascinating. Here's the leaderboard right now. And again, we don't know if people have doubles and stuff. So that we don't know. Not much is Ryan moved up 8 spots. I'm not going to say unnecessarily. So Ryan, great job. But again, all the top 9 is all you need. Matt Miller, you son of a gun. He needed Giacoso, and he got there. And he moved up to a comfortable spot, you would think, in 6th. Jackson, you're still in 7th. The Jackson's got a lot of decisions to make too here. Let's not forget about him, my friend. Friends at home. Jackson is still, again, top 9. 9 is down to 826 as of now. Jake Whitley, nice job, Jake. What did Jake do here? He had the exacta for $50 exacta. Oh, sorry, $25 exacta. Nice job, Jake. Excellent. 3-7 with 8 only in second. So I like the bet here. I could have done something like Jake did, no doubt about it. He loved the 8. He keyed the 8 in first and second with the 3 and 7. He tossed the 2. Jake, are you watching the show? Because that would be a bet that I absolutely could have made going into this race. So Jake, great job. Excellent. Good for you. I love that play, obviously, especially the horses. But you got here's Brad's at 6. I mean, Soletta again. The number, guys, is 826. I'm going to say the number is 900. Oh boy, here we go. There he is, Noah. Yep. Okay. I guess he's off. I guess he's off the plane. All right.
6, 7.
Anyway,
can someone explain that?
I don't even understand it.
Look,
what's the number, guys? 900. Jackson, do you have to make a play? Let's talk. This is fascinating. We got nothing else going on now. We're going to focus on the very last race of the contest here live on the HHH Racing podcast. Matt Miller, Jackson Muniz.
You skipped someone in this analysis that is a scary person to skip.
Oh, Michael Donovan. Yeah, obviously.
Do you think Brad Anderson?
Oh, Brad, sure.
Do you think he really sat there in that spot and did nothing? And so this is one of those
Doubtful.
times. It's just a good reminder to listeners and to people who bet these tournaments. Your daily doubles in the last 2 races are hidden. For all we know, Brad is already out because he smashed a bunch of doubles with horses that lost. But that's also a pretty logical horse that won. It would not, if he's probably sitting there smiling with his cigar right now saying, son of a gun, I can't believe this guy's calling me out. I would not be shocked if he's live to a couple of $150 doubles and is now thinking about what to do with the rest of his balance. Does he press up? Does he pick another horse? But that's why this leaderboard is really tough to interpret. You know, someone like that who is smart and knows what it takes to win,
there he is.
He didn't do nothing. I mean, we're having fun, Brad. So we'll see. I hope you're alive to someone good, and if not, I hope you get a winner. Let's do a favor to some people, frankly. If I'm Jackson, like let's just I don't care that I'm the dude who happens to be one in front. As I'm looking at this leaderboard, if I'm the dude in 7th, I'm targeting $1,080.
Yep.
I'm not sure it's worth it to go after the guy in 5th and try and get that extra money, but I would way rather be 6th than 7th right now. You know, if I'm Jake, if I'm Kenneth, if I'm Phil, if I'm that next grouping, it's the same number. I'm basically, maybe if I'm at $600 or $700, there's not that big a difference, and I'm going to target that $1,300.20 number. But we need to be specific. I mean, these aren't like numbers we're going after. These are human beings, and they are represented by numbers. Take them out. I'm not trying to be, violent. I'm not trying to be terrible, but this is someone sitting there with a number. I'll just go ahead and admit it for sporting purposes. I'm not betting $1 here. And so I'm just a sitting duck. Come nail me. Or Jackson, go find bet this where you can.
The source is getting more blue and blue by the moment, Jackson.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right.
But put minimal capital at risk. Find a way to hold your position in case you lose, but find a good way to capitalize an opinion where a low risk bet passes you and gives you a little bit better a chance. The only people that should feel great right now are truly the people at the tippy top. And again, we're not really ripping you for betting too much or whatever, but David, Ryan, Chris, Michael, you 4 are safe. The rest, I don't know. If it comes in favorite, we'll have to see what kind of guts people have and what people have done.
All right, Matt, I got to interrupt you, son. Before we get into, we have plenty of time to talk about what we should do. Let's just recap where we're at, Matt. Let's just back up for a second. I just wanted to show everyone, first of all, my plays that just lost. Whoops, sorry. Gosh darn it. Here we go. I want to deselect. Okay. So as you saw, I went doubles there into the 8, 7, 9, and 10. 7, 9, 10. I tossed good Lord, as you guys can see, and I Dutched it, everyone, which is why you see different amounts of 65, 50, and 15. If that $50 double into Chavez Peak had won, guys, I'd be at about 1150 right now. So anyway, no matter who had won between the 7, 9, and 10 in the previous race, I would have got to about 1150, everyone. So there's the bet that I lost.
Smart.
So anyway, it says I have 199 there. Again, I'd rather not see details of what's going on. All I can tell you I do have doubles alive into the last race. Matt said he's sitting. Jackson, you have zero obligation to say anything. What's your thought around people in your area, so to speak?
Yeah, I'm certainly less comfortable than I was about 10 minutes ago. That's for sure. Was hoping to be about where Matt is to go into this spot. Matt, what place are we in? You and I.
6-7. Looks like
cool.
6-7 to me.
6-7. That
6-7.
worked out. That's insane.
It was preordained. See the Matrix. You don't understand. This is all set up. You don't get it. It's not real. But keep going.
Yeah. Usually I don't mind. This is a tricky race. This is a tricky spot. I have an idea of what we're probably going to do. We have a minimum to cover, so I do have to make a bet here. So going to do a little something. Try to move up a little bit. Maybe bet a little bit more than the minimum, but probably not much.
Yeah, but how much do you want to slide? I don't think you have $150 or $147 of comfort between you and Jake.
Nope.
Again, they could have doubles, they could have whatever. So I'm totally with you in the way you're looking at this in terms of clusters. And yeah, it's just it really is about position. And so if you have a horse you love here, maybe you do try for a little higher on the leaderboard, because it would be disgusting to pass me and still lose. Right? That would just be disgusting if you loved a horse. If you otherwise are just playing some game theory here and you're not really sure that you love anybody, I don't know. I mean, it's a tough question as to whether here I'd want to pass the guy in 5th or in 6th. But that for me would be where my head would be at. Is I don't care about the people up top. There's no prize money. There's no reason to go after them. You're taking way too much risk. But in your position, Jackson, and I'm not trying to talk you in anything, for like a $30 bet, you could pass me and not risk the guys behind you, just swarming you that quickly. If they hit something big, they're going to beat you by a lot, not by a little. So in your position, that's exactly what I would be targeting me, and I would be getting the least possible on my top opinion to do it.
Funny how it worked out. I'm going after Matt now. This is probably the worst spot to be in, because you don't want to bet too much, like you said, to fall, but also you're not really safe. If you're someone who's an 8th or 9th, you're not safe looking at who's behind you. Like, you have to be betting in this spot. So it's an interesting decision. But luckily I do have to make a minimum, so it's going to force my hand a little bit. It's just a matter of how much am I targeting in this spot.
It's the finesse part of the game, and to me, it's the reason that I equate this to crossword puzzles and to other fun stuff like that. This isn't just sitting here trying to pound out winners. It's hand-to-hand combat. And frankly, I'd like to think you'd think it's with nice people. I would not be crushed losing to you if you end up snapping me and I finish on the bubble. Hopefully, if the thing finishes the other way, it's one of the nice parts about these is you look up and down the leaderboard. There's a lot of names we know. If it's Brad that comes out of the clouds and wins, or Howard's extra $100 does the trick, we're going to be celebrating that and feeling terrific at the same time as feeling a little sick for ourselves. But it's one of the fun parts of these things.
So I am obviously doing a little math. Trying to figure out some stuff. It's really interesting. We've got, let's talk about the race right now. Is a good time to do that. And because also that means I can have the PPs on screen only and we can talk. There's 10 minutes to post. Jackson, I'll let you talk about it. It's a field of, let's see, it was 11. How many scratches are there? 2, I think. No, 3 scratches. So it's a field of 8. Field of 8. Relatively small. Pretty big favorite right now in number 2. Sleeping on Freedom, as I'll bring on the screen, for McPeak and Brian Hernandez, who's back from an injury. Ran well last time, battled the entire way. It was another weekend at Keeneland. I was there. It was a real battle, again, the entire way. The horse that finished second, Jackson, did come back and only ran third, Patriot Moon, earlier this week. I'm sure it's going to be up on here. With a major decrease in the buyer. That's worth mentioning, although the third place finisher out of that race and the fourth place finisher and fifth increased their buyer. In fact, almost everyone increased their buyer except Patriot Moon, which is interesting, Jackson. Although Patriot Moon was the one that was, did the best running. Right. What's your thoughts in this race, Jackson?
Another race I don't have a huge opinion on. I agree the 2 is a horse to beat, and he's getting bet like it. He was really impressive at Keeneland, and he held off a decent rival that day. They were well clear of the rest. He's probably supposed to stretch out, right, with going the 2 turns a day, and he's probably supposed to make the front. And it's it's a dangerous position to be in when you're an established lead in races like this. So he's way the horse to beat. I'm very curious to see what the jockeys do on the 5 and the 8, because those are the next 2 choices in here. They're also the 2 horses that have the next amount of speed. So are they going to make this some crazy battle on the front end and set it up for potentially a deeper closer? Or are they going to be more concerned about getting the horses into decent spots and let this 2 have things his own way on the front end? So to me, that's the biggest question mark of this race is what's going to happen in that first quarter of a mile.
Well, I mean, who could press him? Just ASAP could. I mean, Jose is always going to be aggressive. He didn't break in this. Forget the Champagne. He didn't break great. That was a ridiculous race for him to be in, to be honest. By the way, this race is a starter allowance, 50K, Matt and Jackson, which is a bit unusual for 2-year-olds. What that means, as Matt and Jackson know, is these are horses that started in those restricted maiden special weight races for only horses that could be bought for 50K or less. So these are not your monster 2-year-olds. That should be mentioned. Anyway, just ASAP could certainly be up close. Ran an 80 in the sapling, although it doesn't figure to get the lead here. Is certainly a factor. Big Apple Patrick on a sloppy track ran very well last time, and is certainly bred to go long. He's taking money. Horse of the Sea could definitely show speed. So the IRED boys can really make this interesting. And then, so you got Politics at for Eclipse and McCarthy at 9-1, who's already won going 2 turns with a pretty big jockey switch. Who do you think will be pressing the 2, if anyone, Jackson, and who would take advantage of a faster pace here?
I think if anyone's going to press, it's the 5 or the 8, because those are the horses that have the most amount of speed.
Yeah,
but they're not exactly need the lead type. So again, it's like, what are they going to do on those horses? Because they can't let the 2 go by himself. If they do, he's probably going to win.
Right.
But if they go with him, then they're maybe sacrificing themselves. So
yeah,
they're in tough spots. I think if this thing does heat up, you can pick a number of horses. The one won that race we talked about over and over and over again at Keeneland. We're very familiar with this horse.
Yeah, we are.
Big Apple Patrick was very impressive on DBU. Won for a barn that doesn't usually win first time out. Did it in the mud. That's an interesting horse. Politics is another interesting horse from off the pace. I mean, he closed into a really slow pace and didn't have much business winning that race, and he did. This was a very fascinating race to end the day.
Yeah, Politics was only coming off a 2.5 week layoff there too.
Yeah,
it's hard to get a big number when you're going slow early, right, Jackson? Yep. A big buyer number, I should say.
Right.
So, guys, allow me. We're going to go full screen. Allow me. I don't have any calculating. I just literally have to make a bet, and I'd rather do it off screen so it doesn't. I don't my head down and whatever. I'll take myself off screen for 1 minute. I will let you guys talk. Do you want to see the leaderboard, the PPs, just the 2 of you? What would you like?
Just the 2 of us.
I'm gonna do the same thing and go make a bet real quick. So I'll stay on.
Nope.
I don't care.
Okay, I'll take my.
What you betting, Jackson?
I think you probably know.
I mean, isn't this weird that you're sitting there directly targeting me and I'm taunting you as you're making these bets, how much you betting? Just don't mess it up. You're going to feel so badly if you hit this. And like,
I know what I'm doing.
At all. Any intimidation?
I'll say it with like 2 minutes of post. I don't care.
All right. I got to try a different tactic. Here's what I'm doing this race. I am playing this race. I'm going to play this race to try to destroy the price on the horse that I think Jackson's playing.
Interesting. Interesting.
That would be quite interesting. So for real, for those of you who wonder what someone in my strange position would be doing right now, where I'm sitting in a semi-secure spot on the leaderboard, and by that I mean I'd say 65%. I feel good. It's about a third chance that this just blows up in my face. What I don't want to do is lose to the favorite, knowing how easy it would be for people far back to just get a double up here. Or, I mean, frankly, the horse now is 9-5 and just ASAP is 5-2. So I am going to be picking one of these two horses and making a moderate win bet, just so I feel like I got something extra out of this if I happen to blow it. But there's no chance I'm doing that with contest dollars. So there we go. I'm going to start a GoFundMe to buy Matt a printer stand. I mean, is that not sad? And I mean, look how, let's really look at this for a second. It's a space here. I mean, it's so cold here. It's just terrible. Yeah, the printer stand. I'm lobbying for a new office, and if that happens, the background will look a lot better. But at the moment, I'm kind of stuck.
Matt, in the palatial $5 million mansion you got, we get the heat figured out. I mean, seriously.
I mean, I do. I just like it. It's nice. It kind of rotates back and forth. It's whatever.
All right, bets made, guys. I can absolutely get to the number I need relatively easily. I just need something to happen. I bet the $99 I had, and it depends what everyone else has. I mean, it's possible that I can hit and knock in the top 9, depending on what everyone else does, obviously. We shall see. Well, how much time do we have, guys? Let's see here.
A couple minutes. I need 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
Yep. Go ahead. Go and do it. I mean, Matt just taunting on air a competitor and a friend. That's just, man, cold-hearted bitch.
Better now than after he loses.
Hope everyone's enjoying the show here. Again, we got Matt Miller and Jackson Muniz, HHH Racing Podcast. Got hundreds of people watching. Actually, Matt, really appreciate it. If you're alive in the contest, good luck. By the way, I didn't show this. This is absolutely brutal. Chris Couples at the bottom lost an NHCC by $1.22. Now Chris he's already qualified though, right? So that was the second one he was trying to get. I mean, either way, it's brutal, but I think that was the second one. So damn sorry, Chris. I'm guessing that was in a mythical $2 win place. I would assume. I don't know. Oh yeah, there we go. And Matt, we don't want to hear Matt's opinion on mythical. That's why we have a show right now on and sponsored by a company that does not do mythical $2 win in place. Not that there's anything wrong with that. People love that too. That's fine. It's just not our cup of tea, right, Matt?
Just not my cup of tea. But honestly, it's funny. If it was all that I had available to me, I would do it in a heartbeat. So for those in jurisdictions where you can't do the live money contests, I can sit here and say my preference all day long, but I would way rather do that than nothing.
They are approaching the gate, and I'm going to put the sound on right now. We can talk over a little bit. Jackson made his play. So, Jackson, you are making a play. Is that correct?
I have to make a play.
Okay, he's making a play. Good luck, Jackson, whatever you're doing. I made a play also. I also am alive to a play. It's all coming down to this. Had a brutal loss selfishly in the last race. It's the way it goes. Hopefully, the stars will shine upon me.
The horses have reached a starting gate. It's post time.
Good luck to everyone.
Who are we rooting for? Howard, what number?
I'll say when they break. People can still make bets right now.
Okay. Jackson, who do you like?
So we are also live at $1 pick 4 to the 6 and 10 who are big opinions. So we're live to 1,000 and 2,000 on the side already. So we played the 2 over the
Big
6-10.
Apple Patrick
Or
and
small
Colt
six.
All right,
47.
I need the 2 or 10. I have the 2 and 10 in doubles, and I have exactas 2 with 5-10. That will get to about 1,200 ish.
Jim called me out about 10 minutes ago,
There.
calling that
Mitigate.
exact bet. Good job, Jim.
And they're
Good luck,
off.
guys.
And a good start for Sleeping on Freedom, and so
Don't
too
go
Just
too fast.
ASAP. Big Apple Patrick is up there.
They're flying,
Horse of the
guys.
Sea from
Flying.
the far outside. To the clubhouse turn they go. Big Apple Patrick
Wow.
goes on to take charge. And then he goes over toward the inside, putting Just ASAP in a bit of a tight spot there. And is back into second. Now comes off the rail, but right there is Horse of the Sea. So they're together second and third around the
I
opening
don't like it
turn.
at all
2
for me
lengths
at all.
back, Seal
Not
Bay,
even a
far
little bit.
outside.
Notice the odds drop on the 2.
Sleeping on Freedom, coasting
Holy
along.
cow.
Reserved inside fifth. Politics.
3 to 2 to 4 to 5.
Back up top. 3 lengths back, Vitruvian Man cruising along behind that second flight. Another 5 from there to Colt 47, the trailer. An opening quarter of 24 seconds flat for Big Apple Patrick. Big Apple Patrick works his way up the backstretch and is still cruising out there. Uncontested, moderate pace, 4 furlongs out. Horse of the Seas now a clear second as they make the turn. Just ASAP down inside third, still in it though. 2.5 lengths off, needs to come off the rail. Politics is right there. Vitruvian Man is picking it up. Vitruvian Man with a nifty move on the far turn, just went past 4 horses in a few strides. And Colt 47 comes alive from the back of the pack as well. They come for the top of the stretch. Big Apple Patrick turns in. Vitruvian Man is now second and is targeting the leader. In the meantime, Colt 47 is rallying outside and Sleeping on Freedom comes off cover. Sleeping on Freedom has worked out a beautiful trip. Vitruvian Man short lead. Sleeping on Freedom takes it right away. Sleeping on Freedom works out an in and out trip to score by 1.5 lengths in the end. Vitruvian Man was second. Big Apple Patrick third. Colt 47 and Horse of the Sea.
Oof. We'll see. Probably not.
That was bad for you, Jackson?
Probably. I would expect a lot of people to have the 2, and it wouldn't have taken much money to pass us. So
I had the backup double to get to 650, but that's not going to be enough, obviously. So anyone who thought the 6 was me on the lead is smarter than me. I have no idea. I never would have seen that coming. The 5 was awful. I thought the 2 would have the lead and the 5 would sit off. I mean, and the 10 was up closer and in between horses. That just, the whole thing was just, I was right about the 2 to some extent. If I used that extra 100 on the 2, I still wouldn't have gotten there though. I would have gotten more money, but I wouldn't have gotten there. So like in other words, if I went all in on the backup double, I wouldn't have gotten to where I need to. Plus I would have been taking 100 away from my bet on the 8. So I don't really regret it. It was just a weird situation for me. I need Chapman's Peak. I mean, let's just face it. That's what I needed. I'll tell you what, that was an impressive effort for the 2 at this level, guys, because he'd never really passed horses before. He took a lot of dirt. He actually was in behind. He had to wait, and I won't say blew by the field, but that was pretty impressive. Obviously,
Number
long,
2.
not a problem.
Sleeping on Freedom first. 1 Vitruvian Man second. 6 Big Apple Patrick third. 11 Colt 47 fourth, and 8 Horse of the Sea was fifth.
216. Jackson, where is that going to put you now overall? Dollar amount?
We're going to be right underneath $1,000.
And
we're in a ton of trouble. Yeah.
Well, I
know Brad already passed us, so it would take a miracle with a 4 or 5 shot winning.
Yeah, the favorite winning, Matt, is very problematic with people playing doubles, you would think, right?
But yeah, and not even just doubles, just people that are at $600 or 500 or
sure.
There's a lot of number. There's just so many outs.
I have a feeling I'm going to say 1,300 is the 9th. I think it's going to be that high. We'll see. Thought, Matt?
I'm glad I bet the daylights out of the 2 in cash, just figuring if I don't want to lose this contest. So, I didn't want to go back into the contest waters. The 2 is the horse that I played at the last second. I'm just not sure what the exact and the price drop. I'm not so sure what these totals are going to be. It may not be as high as you guys are saying. What
was the 2 going to the gate before your bet? I'm not going to ask you what you bet, but
The two
What was the 2 going to the gate? About 9-5, was it? 8-5?
9-5 going into the gate, 3-2 when the gate opened, and it finished at 4-5, which I said 15 seconds into the race. So it was all your typical. My bet was not. It was the CAW money, not mine. My bet was large, but not like that kind of large. It not to affect odds on a day like today. So, and I don't think it's a bunch of people like me. I think that was likely CAW money, and we'll see. I mean, if people were making bets based on an assumption of 3-2 or 8-5, they might have come up a little short.
Well, Brad, that's what happened to Brad. You just screwed your friend Brad, it looks like.
I'm completely fine with that.
Wow. You know what? And Brad is okay with that too, I would assume.
I hope he beat me. I really do.
I'm assuming that's what Brad is saying. I don't. Well, I don't know I don't know what that means for Brad. We'll find out.
We'll find out. It'll be over in a second.
Oh, there you go. That's not gonna be enough, Matt. Yeah, he's not gonna get there. Sorry, Brad. He is laughing. That's a good thing. By the way, we should say before we lose people, Matt and Brad are incredibly good friends.
The best of friends. I would just hand them the win.
Whoa. Wait. Wow.
Second best of friends. The second best of friends.
I need a moment.
The second. Oh my! Please come back. Please come back. Please come back. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'll be all right.
All right, we're screwing around. The leaderboard
Just kidding.
hasn't updated
Just kidding.
We got to see what the heck happened here.
Well, I know I didn't, Jackson. That's gonna be a rough result for you and I, unfortunately, overall. I mean, at least I hit the double. I mean, I got some money there. I mean, so I'm gonna have to think about that was a fascinating. So I finished with $630, by the way, $630. I had the 2 on top and I had 2 horses underneath in exactas. I mean, it just didn't happen for me. Let me switch to the. Let me see here. Don't say anything, guys. If it's all right. That was race 11, correct?
Oh, that's a devastating ending. Oh.
All right, here we go, guys. This is official. The top 9: David Smith, Ryan Petriniak, Paul Hughes moves up 10 spots. Chris Larmy, Michael Caposio, Vincent Patonzo, Gwyn Houston, Jackson. Wow. With
Barely.
973 ends up, holy crap. And Jake, oh, look at this. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Jake Whitley, 9th, Matt Miller and Brad Anderson. Matt loses a 2K entry by $5. Brad loses by $16. Donable 12th, going down. I finished 15th. Wow. Jackson Muniz, of the 3 of us, you were so down, man. Easy game. No worries. Congratulations, Jackson.
Thank you.
Jackson,
very lucky. We'll take it though.
Jackson, I had hidden doubles that I knew were losers, so I knew that my total wasn't what it looked like.
Jackson, you played $30 there. Is that right?
I paid $30 there, yeah.
Wow. I mean, if he plays $50, he loses, Matt. No, right? Hold on. What was the total here again? Yeah.
Yeah.
$15 more. So, first of all, Jackson, that's awesome. Congratulations to you and Mikey P. Congratulations. Not the first time, by the way, we've had winners live on this show. All 3 of us, actually, for that matter. Talk to everyone why the $30, Jackson. Let's talk just for a minute, and then we'll wrap up the show because this is fascinating conversation. We'll talk also next week also.
Yeah, so obviously it was a little different in this contest because, as I said right before the race, Mikey and I were live in the pick 4 as well. We had a dollar pick 4 to the 6 and the 10, who were our biggest opinions in there. So we didn't feel the need to bet those horses to win in this spot because if those horses won and we got past, okay, well, at least we hit for an extra, I think it was like 1,000 and 2,000 on the side already. So the biggest threat contest-wise, we felt like it was probably the 2. It just seemed like the most logical horse that people would gravitate the favorite, whether it's win bets, exactas, or doubles. And yeah, so we figured if the 2 wins, we were probably in trouble. So let's try to push it a little bit further if the 2 does win. And went to the 6 and 10. And obviously the exacta didn't work out, but got lucky no one passed us. Not by much, though.
Matt, I think I moved up. I might be best friend number 1 now. We'll have to check the leaderboard, literally.
I don't know. I see a smiley face there. I'm okay with that.
He's all good.
You
Do
guys
you,
are.
Matt, and honestly, Matt, do you regret that at all now that you see what happened? I guess yes, right? A little bit? No?
I'm not going to be stubborn and stupid about it. I bet thousands in cash on that horse on the side for exactly this reason. Figuring I could get snapped by a couple dollars. You can see how tight the board gets at the end. I didn't want to risk the contest dollars. It just wasn't. If I had lost that $50, that could have been devastating. So no, and look, I also get, and I'm not rubbing it in Brad's face, I get $750. There is a consolation for coming in 10th. So it doesn't go from $2,000 to zero. Okay, that helps a little bit, but look, I made a couple grand on the last race. I'm not going to complain. That's exactly why you use cash in addition to tournament.
Right. Unfortunately, it hurt your friend in the situation, but you don't know that going into it. So
couldn't know. And honestly, I would, like I said, I would flip it around for a friend in a heartbeat. They all
right. Oh yeah. Look, guys, I have mixed emotions about what happened with me today, and we'll talk again. I'm going to wrap this up because that's what our show is next week, partially about, guys. I'm going to go back and see. Here we go. No Mar, young guys rule. LOL. Attaboy Jackson. There we go. You know, I told this to, instead of talking about me, let's just forget that. We'll talk about my play next week. Let me just say this to end the show. Matt, you know how I feel. Jackson, I'm 99% positive you know how I feel. Matt, I've told these younger guys, Ryan, Jackson, Noah, Kyle, all the young guys in the show, I hope they absolutely crush it in this horse racing world, professionally, contest-wise. I'm just so damn proud. Honestly, I would have liked to qualify. But, Matt, if not me, I love seeing these young guys be successful. It is so cool for the game. This guy on the bottom of the screen was on freaking what Horse Racing Nation was featured with the big picture, which he didn't look very happy, Jackson. We got to work on your persona there with the picture. You look a little angry. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, you're not that kind of guy. Seriously, Jackson, congratulations. And to all of our younger guys, Matt, that continue to crush it and grow. It's just so cool to be, even to have this much of mentorship from them, whatever they consider us old guys, to help them out or whatever. And they don't need a lot of help at this point, to be very honest. But it's just, I will say selfishly, and please put in the chat how you feel. It is so cool, Matt, to see these young guys be successful.
Oh, yeah. As composed as could be. It's not like this. It's not like he was calling me on the side, freaking out. What the heck do I do? Like they know what they're doing. They're solid players. And well before, we had Christian on earlier in the week, and he was outstanding at this game before I even knew there were tournaments. Well, I mean, I'd imagine Jackson looks at us in somewhat the same way. And it's cool to see how fast someone just starts picking this stuff up in between him and Noah and whatever. It's good stuff. All right, I'm about to be late for dinner, so I'm gonna run. This was
yeah, we're done. Sorry, we're 1:05. Great job, guys. Sorry, Jack. Did you want to say one thing? No,
I was gonna say, Matt, don't give me too much credit. I've definitely called you before, hysterical, asking what I should do in the last race.
In the old days,
today, but it has happened before.
In the old, I mean, at this point, you're kind of there. I mean, I'm not giving you the Jedi robe and the Kyber crystals lightsaber yet, or any of that stuff, but you're getting close to that ceremony. We'll see.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations, Jackson Muniz and everyone. We'll talk more on our, as planned right now, Wednesday leaderboard episode 3 about what just happened and going forward. For my great friends and contest qualifier at the bottom of the screen for the Clark Betting Challenge, Jackson Muniz and his partner Mikey P, and for Matt Miller, this has been your host Howard Kravitz, episode I think 17 of Weekend Warriors. Crush your bets the rest of the weekend. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
habits. If you have not followed his Triple H horse racing podcast, you're missing out. It's one of the best podcasts in the country.